Hello friends, I hope you would have understood the energy production process which I explained in the previous lesson. Now today we are going to proceed towards one important life process in the cell, which is cell division. This cell division is an important property in the cell because a new cell is being produced from the existing cell. To understand this process, first and foremost, let us revise the structure of the cell and its organelles so that we know the exact position of this cell division. Now, if you look into this figure, the outermost covering of this cell is called the cytoplasmic membrane. Inside this cell is a semi-fluid which is called as the cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm are embedded different bodies which are then called as the cell organelles. For example, the endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi bodies, the mitochondria, the chloroplast, all the cell organelles which are present in the cytoplasm. Inside the cytoplasm, you can also see the centermost circular part, which is then called the king or the dictator of the cell, who dictates terms to the different organelles. And this is none other than the nucleus. So, the nucleus is made up of an outer covering which is called as the nuclear membrane. Inside the nuclear membrane, again there is a fluid which is called the cytosol, in which you will find chromosomes embedded in it. Again you find a spherical body inside the nucleus which is called as the nucleolus. Now with this as a basic concept, we proceed further for the cell division process. Now, this cell division process basically takes place with the help of the chromosomes. So, first and foremost, we will get acquainted with the nucleus of the cell. Can you see the circular figure over here? This is the nucleus. In the nucleus, you have the chromatin chromosomes which are being present, which are embedded, which look like X-like structure, which help in the process of cell division. Further in detail, we will learn about the structure of chromosomes, which we have already studied in standard 9. The chromosome is an X-like structure which has got a short arm, a long arm, and these two arms are then called as the sister chromatin. The middle groove over here is called the centromere. You have to keep into mind what is centromere and sister chromatin, because these are the two main parts which will help us in the cell division. This cell division, which is an essential life process, can take place in two types. First is the mitosis, which takes place only in the somatic cell and the stem cell, while as meiosis takes place only in the germ cell. Now, we will see a visual about mitosis in a video which will exactly give you the details about the division of chromosomes. My dear students, to know the exact changes taking place in a cell, I am going to show you a video clip of mitosis. Mitosis is the first type of cell division. Please make the best use of it by observing. Can you see a single diploid cell undergoing changes stepwise, ultimately resulting in two daughter cells which are exactly similar to the parent cell? Such type of division is called mitosis. Here you can see one single cell dividing itself into two and replacing the worn out cells. This is the main purpose of mitosis. Mitosis is a cycle which enters a phase called as interphase. This phase is the phase, as you can see, the cell is growing and producing proteins and other cell organelles. After the interphase, the cell enters into karyokinosis and cytokinosis, which are the basic phases of cycle. The second phase, which is karyokinasis, is divided into steps like the prophase, the metaphase, the anaphase, and the telophase. This phase is the prophase, where you can see the cell is getting ready by duplicating the DNA, which the centrioles are taking its place. The nuclear membrane and nucleus starts disappearing. The chromatin material starts becoming thicker and shorter due to the coiling and loss of water. Each chromosome is duplicating and appearing in the form of sister chromatin joined at a point called centromere, which remains attached to a common point called as centrosome. Now you can observe the thick chromosomes and the nucleolus and nuclear membrane is disappearing completely. The cell is entering into the metaphase. Here the DNAs are aligning themselves in the central axis and the centrioles send out specialized tubules that connect to the DNA. The DNA chromatin has condensed into chromosomes. These strands are connected at a point which is the centromere. Now, the cell will enter into the next phase, which is called as the anaphase. As the cell enters the anaphase, half of the chromosomes are being pulled to the either sides. After which the cell is then entering into the next phase, which is the telophase. In the telophase, the chromatins are being pulled on the opposite side. There is a contraction of the spindle fiber. Due to this contraction of the spindle fiber, the centromere splits longitudinally, resulting into a single centromere for each chromatin, now called the chromosome. As you are seeing, the division is taking place. The nuclear membrane forms a groove and the nucleus splits into two pieces. Now you have two separate nuclei with half of the original DNA in a cytoplasmic cell. All the chromosomes which are at the pole now starts to uncoil and elongate, Slowly the nuclear membrane and the nucleolus starts reappearing along with the chromatin material. Therefore, you can see two nuclei formed in two different cytoplasmic cells. In the next step, called the cytokinesis, the animal cell enters into this step. The cell constriction develops from the peripheral side and increases towards the center. When the constriction meets, the cytoplasm divides to give two new daughter cells. Now we proceed to the second stage of cell division, that is meiosis. Meiosis also takes place in two stages, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. We will visualize this in the video. And the second type of cell division here is an actual replica of the process of meiosis. Meiosis, on the other hand, is a specialized form of cell division in which one germ cell divides to produce four reproductive cells called as gametes. In mitosis, the somatic daughter cell or the gametes have half the number of chromosomes as compared to its parent cell. Hence, they are called as haploid cells. Let it be. Haploid cells means half the regular number of chromosomes. Diploid means two copies of each chromosome. Somatic cells are considered to be diploid cells. In human beings, the germ cells undergo meiosis and ultimately rise to sperms or eggs. Germ cells contain a complete set of 46 diploid chromosomes by the end of meiosis, resulting in the reproductive cell or gamete, each having 23 genetically unique chromosomes that are haploid. If you compare mitosis and meiosis, mitosis has one division, whereas meiosis has two divisions. Here, in the step 1, the cell undergoes the prophase like that of meiosis. You can observe the chromosomes are lining up at the center of the cell, then are pulling themselves to each side. As you can see, the process continues. The DNA, instead of duplicating, they are crossing over each other. Due to this crossing over, the genes are exchanging the chromatins. The cell produced will be exactly different from the parent cell. The cell divides, leaving two new cells of each chromosome. Normally, the cell would begin to slowly duplicate the chromosomes from another mitotic division. Since this meiosis is very short interphase and the division begins again. In the second phase, that is the prophase 2, the DNA remains in the cell, begins to condense and forms shorter chromosomes. Each chromosome pair has a centromere. The centrosome also begins their journey to the opposite sides of the cell. The cell enters the second phase called as the metaphase. All the chromosomes line along the center of the cell and the centrioles are in position for duplication. Now it enters the next phase, which is the anaphase, showing the chromosomes split and move to the opposite sides of the cell. Each one splits into two pieces. They don't divide the DNA but the new cells. They split up the DNA that exists. Each daughter cell will get one half of the DNA needed to make functioning cell. The next phase is the telophase 2, which shows the DNA is completely pulled to the sides of and the cell membrane begins to pinch where it all over. You can see left are the four haploid cells, which are then called as the gametes. So in meiosis, one single cell divides into four haploid cells. Hello students, you all may be wondering, what is all this around my table? Of course, you must be recognizing this instrument. What is this called? It's called a microscope. Fine. What is this called? Is it called a compass box? No, it is called a dissection box. In this dissection box, the instruments for the dissection are being placed very safely. You can see a piece of glass is then called as a slide. You can see in this tiny box you have got much thinner glass piece, which is called the cover slip. I know since it is transparent it may not be visible. This is called the cover slip, which is being placed on the slide after the specimen is being prepared. Then you have got a forceps, which has got a broader tip, and then you have got a spatula, you have got a pointer. These are all the things required for the dissection of any animal or any other organism, or even for preparing a slide. Apart from this, we have got a watch glass, I have got a dropper, I have got a petri dish, I have got an iodine bottle, I've got a half beaker of water. And what is all this? Yes, my dear friends, you can see these are onion rootlets, which I have been storing it in water for 4 to 5 days, and then we are going to visualize this process of cell division, which takes place in two stages, that is mitosis and meiosis, which we will prepare a slide and observe. So now, to prepare a slide, first and foremost, you take the roots of this onion, cut it and place it in the petri dish. Then you very well know that these rootlets do not have a brighter color. So I placed it in the petri dish. I am going to use a stain, which is then called as an iodine. I am going to put a drop of iodine onto that rootlets so that things are visible very clearly. Yes. Now these rootlets are being soaked in iodine so that it has been clearly visible. Now we proceed towards how to prepare a slide. First and foremost, you take a slide which has to be very clear. This is a filter paper or a blotting paper by which you can always clean the slide so that previous stains are not visible in the microscope. And then You place this slide on the filter paper, add a drop of water so that the specimen will remain in that particular droplet of water, and then with the help of a forceps pick up the specimen and place it in that droplet of water. You add little more of water so that the cells get puffed up, and now over it we are going to place the cover slip. You have to be very careful when you place a cover slip. You dip one end of the cover slip into the water. Very slowly you release the cover slip over the specimen, making sure that there is no air bubble into it. Otherwise, the air bubble will be visible in the microscope. Now the slide is ready. Before that, excess amount of water has to be dabbed out of it. Now this slide is ready to visualize in the microscope. Before you place this slide in the microscope, you are supposed to adjust the light, the mirror which is at the bottom, after which the eye lens has to be fitted in. The slide has to be placed exactly in the center, and very slowly and carefully with the coarse screw you move the lens towards the specimen. Make sure that the lens does not touch the slide. Now in this, very clearly we can see different stages of mitosis and meiosis, but since we cannot show this focus on the microscope, we will visualize it over here. These are the steps or the phases which you can visualize in the microscope in the slide. Any one of this could be visible in this slide. Thank you.